Thank you very much. Allow me begin by saying that I'm Wyclife Ouma. I'm 38 years of age, Kenyan by birth, from Homa Bay County, Mbita Sub-County. I'm a teacher at Mbita Point International School, where I teach special needs education together with geography and religion. To question number one, please tell us about yourself. Tell us what you like to do during your free time and some of your hobbies. Thank you for that question. As I had mentioned earlier, that I'm Wyclife Ouma, a teacher by profession, employed by Teacher Service Commission, Kenya, a body that is mandated to employ and deploy teachers in Kenya. I've been a teacher for 13 years, and I've been a teacher of special needs education together with geography and religion, in which I hold a bachelor degree from Kisii University. I'm also married to one wife, and you're blessed with two children. To what I like to do during my free time, I would say that during my free time, I like to know about other people's culture. I also like to learn about foreign matters and changing other people's life through collaboration and research. And to the last segment of this question that asks about my hobbies. My hobbies include working out, volunteer work and community service, and finally, taking part in co-curricular activities. Question number two. Do you use technology in your classroom? If so, please explain how you use it and do you find it useful? Thank you. Yes, I use technology in my classroom. Sure, I am both familiar with and so enthusiastic about the use of technology as a component of learning. I use personal computer or tablet to develop and organize my lesson plans, my schemes of work, and my learners' progress. I also use technology to share with parents and guardians about their learners or children performance. I've also used technology to calculate and tally my learners' assessment grades. Last but not least, I often connect to guest speakers through YouTube and project the same for the learners to watch, hence enhancement of learning. I move to question number three. If we were to walk into your class, what would we see? Thank you. If you were to step into my class today, I want to say that you'd be welcomed by a variety of activities that are so meaningful. First, you'll find learners working cooperatively and taking ownership in their learning. You'd meet a full classroom with learners' work that celebrate their growth and meeting their learning goals and expectations. Subsequently, you'd feel safe and comfortable making mistakes because that is part and parcel of our learning process. Everyone in our classroom feel valued and loved. You'd also find learners engaging in meaningful debates as a learning activity. I move to question number four that states describe your students' behavior, expectation, and describe your management strategies and techniques you'd use to maintain an effective classroom environment. Thank you. I would begin by saying that Learners enter school with varied experiences. Therefore, it is important not to assume that students will understand what is socially acceptable behavior, especially in a context of a classroom. And therefore, as a teacher, together with my learners, we have to set our expectation. My learners must understand what we expect. And some of the expectations that we may set with them are that they have to be respectful, they have to be responsible, they have to be kind, they also need to be safe and excel in their performance. To the last segment of that question, describe some of the techniques that you'd use for effective classroom environment. I would say that for me to maintain an effective classroom environment, one technique is to build a positive relationship with my learners. I'll ensure that the relationship between me and my learners is so open so that they can trust me with the challenges that they face. Another technique is to set expectation and achievable expectation and goals so that at every level my learners are aware of what is needed from them. I'll also arrange the physical environment to eliminate stress and to eliminate barrier so that each and every learner is catered for depending on their abilities. Apart from that, for an effective classroom, we would set rules and regulations. Together with my learners, we are going to set rules that is going to govern us. The rules that are going to govern us are going to be set by themselves together with myself to ensure that they know what is expected of them at every given level and the consequences for those who are going to disobey the rules. Of course, another technique, I'm going to encourage collaboration among my learners to create an effective learning environment. I'm going to be open to feedback and immediate feedback. To the last, to question number 5. If we were to ask your principal your greatest strength and where you'd grow, what would he say? Thank you very much for that opportunity to speak for my principal. Well, my principal would not hesitate to say that my major strength is the motivation to do an excellent job and become one of the best in my field. That is always my motivation. And of course, it is also important that I've got some areas that I need to grow on. I could say that it is not easy for me at some point to say no for anyone who would need help from me. I'm also so straightforward and sensitive at the same time. I'd regard these as my greatest weaknesses. To question number 6. What do you feel is the most effective way to communicate with parents? Describe how you'd use this technique. Well, more often I've always shared my contact with the parents so that they can reach me on matters regarding to their children. We can share information. I can share some of the achievements of their learners through that platform. I also have developed a WhatsApp platform where we share information regarding my learners, and their parents have always received information in good time. Again, my learners have always acted as a good medium between me and the parents. So every information that I give them to pass to the parents, information have always reached parents in good time. To the last question, have you ever worked in the United States before? If so, what did you do, where, and when? I would say no. I've never been to the United States. Neither have I worked in the United States. This one will be the greatest opportunity for me to set foot in the United States. Thank you, and God bless you.